Kaj here with Daily Profit Cycle. It's Wednesday, September 29th. We're heading headlong into the fourth quarter of 2021, and this inflation has been manifesting in a very real way. Been telling readers and members that this inflation was coming and not going to be transitory for a long time now, going back to even well over a year now, where I was telling friends in Maryland that the rising crab prices had nothing to do with the hatch, and that it had everything to do with this inflation that was about to make everything cost more, everything commodity based, everything priced in dollars, commodities from metals to food. And you're seeing that now. You won't see the headlines express it in inflation terms. They'll say things like it's the shipping that's compounding it, or the supply chain management, or the cargo ships waiting off the ports to get the goods in. That's why it's making things cost more. And that's certainly a part of it, but in a very real way, the system has been flooded with dollars by really the past several administrations. You had Trump sending out checks with his name on it. New administration sent out some checks, and then money percolates its way through the system. And now your coffee, eggs, chicken wings, aluminum, copper, cotton, coffee, chocolate, everything is rising exorbitantly in price. And one of the things I've been saying, of course, is that you can harness this inflation and put it in your account. And I've been doing that for a long, long time. I financed some lithium and copper companies, and I was buying them in the open market in 2020 ahead of this coming commodity inflation. And so this year, members and I have been able to bank profits on like a copper company we bought last year for under 20 cents and sold it this year for over 40 cents, more than double our money in less than a year. Or buying a lithium company under 30 cents and watching it rise to $1.50, making over 400% on our money in less than a year. And this is the riskier side of investing or speculating. That's not buying an entire commodity index or a fund of large miners that produce them. That's buying an individual company that has leverage to the rising price of commodities. And if you understand how to do that and can speculate with some risk capital, you can make a lot of money by tuning out the noise and not listening to the media as far as why prices are rising, but just looking at what's in front of you and realizing that everything is inflating, like I say, and particularly the metals that are needed for an energy transition that's underway, which frankly I was a decade ahead of, and the media is now picking up on in full force, while we're selling stocks to the Johnny-come-latelys, right? The point of speculating and investing, especially as I do it, is to drink upstream from the herd, as some of my mentors would call it, right? You drink the fresh water, the cleanest, purest water upstream from the herd, and the water with the shit and the mud in it gets washed down to the rest of the herd. You don't want to be in the herd. You want to be the leader and buying these assets ahead of the market. And so now you've got energy inflating in a very real way, which I've been telling premium members and have been trying to parlay via these videos, right? You've got oil ripping to over $70. You've got natural gas ripping to over $6 from below $3 at the beginning of 2021. That's over a doubling of major inputs. That's natural gas and oil. Of course, if you put gas or diesel in your car, you've seen this. If you heat your home with natural gas or propane, you've seen this. And then one way to profit from it, or to get ahead of it, or to make those prices not sting as much, is to own the assets that are inflating. And so heading into this fourth quarter, what I wanted to tell you today is that these individual companies I look for have catalysts, and I try to invest ahead of those catalysts. So one specialized gas company I'm in is a helium company. And I don't normally drill down into individual commodities, but we should talk about helium for a second, because it typically is produced as a byproduct of natural gas, which I just said has doubled in price. And so the helium price has already been going up very dramatically, something like a 7 to 10 times increase in the past couple of years, because Congress, in all their infinite wisdom and foresight, decided to close down the National Helium Reserve that you probably didn't even know we had, and sell off all the helium. And so We don't have helium left in the national reserve to sell, and helium is quite tough to discover on its own because it's the one of the lightest elements on the periodic table, and so it escapes many geologic formations and then filters up into the atmosphere, and it's very tough to trap and produce in an economically viable way, which is why you might have noticed that the price to increase a balloon has gone up a lot in the past couple of years, but it's much more important than that because helium is used in nuclear energy generation. It's used to pressurize the magnets in MRI machines, so it's critical to healthcare. It's used to create a stable, inert environment in which to create semiconductors. And as you might know, there's a rampant semiconductor shortage right now. So the helium price is rising, and there's not a lot of companies out there that produce or look for helium. And so like I do, I specialized. I found a company that is on the verge of developing a vast helium project. And in the next quarter, Q4 2021, they're expected to release a resource estimate. And what that means is they're going to tell the world how much helium they have. They've been drilling for the past couple of months and assessing those test wells and doing a pilot plant because you have to separate the helium gas from the other gases that come out. And in the next couple of months, they're going to tell us how much helium they have. And that's going to be a catalyst for the herd downstream to come buying the stock. But what I and my members do is buy the stock first, of course, and that's why we're trying to buy the stock and have been buying the stock before Q4 2021 starts. And to that effect, I have some premium research that I've been putting out there that we'll be taking down after September 30th. And so if you want to get access to my premium helium research, or you want to see my report on helium, you need to do that now, today, September 29th or September 30th, before October kicks off. So I'm not sure where the links will be. They'll be in this video or below this video or in the accompanying article below this article. But find that link to see my research on this helium stock and understand why that market is developing so robustly and why maximum upside profits will be had, I think, for those who get in before the end of this month. Nikaj signing off for Daily Profit Cycle.